Okay. Good morning, everyone. It's warm-up day 56. If you didn't see my warm-ups last week, there was a sort of a shift and a focus to really letting go of a sort of script or sort of having to do things in a particular order, and really focusing on this notion of connecting to the self, expressing what it is that you're experiencing through the vibrations of your voice. So if you're joining me for the first time, these warm-ups are getting a bit more advanced, I would say, but certainly I would hope are still doable for most people. But if you're joining me for the first time, you may want to go back to the beginning of my warm-ups because I do start more slowly then. And I sort of break a lot of these elements down. So, welcome, good morning. Let's get started. I'm going to start on the floor and then see where we go. We might come to standing. So, come and join me. So, let me adjust my camera. So I'm just going to start easily here, just sort of think into my legs. First thing, I'm going to feel my legs on the floor, feel my sits bones, and then just very easily start to move my toes toward each other and then away. I'm just going to flop open towards one another. And then they release outward. Those toes come toward each other, and then flop away. Now you could do one at a time if you want, and sort of check in with where each of your legs are at this morning, what their range of motion is. And you may feel that one, or notice that one actually is looser than the other. So that might give you some information in terms of something, or some things that you may want to do to tend to your legs this morning. You can sort of lean back a little bit if you want to, and sort of stretch your arms out. This is all free form. I don't really have any plan of this. Just following what my body is asking for, I guess, in a way. And what I can start to do is I can start to let my breath link into my legs. So as my feet come toward each other, breath comes in, and as my feet flop away from each other, the breath falls out on a loose, sloppy F sound. I'm not sure if you can hear my F over my air conditioner, but release out. Breath comes in, breath releases out. And then I can allow the breath to come in as my feet point towards each other, and vibrations, a touch of sound, to release out as my feet flop away. The legs release, the sound releases out. Maybe there's a sense of that vibration that's coming from your middle and up through your mouth, also reverberating down through your legs. Ha ha. Double buckle. Ha ha. And then in dialogue with me, ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. You can lean back, you can bring your hands behind you if you want to. You don't have to sit up with a long spine here. Uh, 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 and now feed in a deeper sigh and let that sigh release out on a river of vibrational relief. Morning, Midori. So you might remember or recall that we did this when our legs were up the wall. So this is the same physical sensation as the legs up the wall, but the thought now is going in a horizontal direction. So feet in that deep down sigh of breath as the feet point towards each other, and as the feet flop away, it's a huge river of sound that releases horizontally out through your legs and up through your torso. And then maybe there's a bit of a wave happening on the river today, and so you're gonna sort of shake or bounce your knees as the sound releases out of you. So there's two thoughts. The breath comes in, feet point towards each other. As the feet flop away, the sound vibration that's coming up through your torso like a fountain is also going horizontally through your legs like a river. And now that fountain gets stirred up somehow, and you're going to shake the sound through your torso and through your knees at the same time. Sorry, so feet go towards each other. And now, having done that, I realize that the knees and the torso at the same time are too much. So we're going to let the knees now come to stillness. We're going to shake the sound up through the fountain, geyser, exploding waters of our torso. And then as an extension of that torso, that riverbed, the arms are going to sort of shake out, flop out, quiver out, whatever they want to do. But these are like sort of, little estuaries, little riverlets of sound coming up through your torso. And it may be your torso and your riverlet arms shaking, or maybe it's just your arms. But the sound comes from your middle, up through your torso, and then out through your arms, and through your fingertips. You don't need to let the feet keep coming in towards each other. You've got that sense of release, hopefully through your legs, feet in the side. And now you're going to catch those waters on your lips for a moment, bringing it to a hum. And then releasing out again. Now you can let your legs cross or come to you can bring your legs in if you want. You can stretch your legs out if your legs are getting tired. But now we're going to really think of the sound now rolling through the shoulder blades. So the river sound is sort of rolling around. Maybe your shoulder blades are like rocks embedded in the river, and you're going to sort of swirl those vibrations around those rocks. And then swirl it or roll it the other way. By the way, you can also do the standing if you prefer, or even seated, so on a chair if you'd like, so you have some options there. And then you're going to shake it through your torso, through your riverbed chest. And now you're going to roll it around your head and neck, sighing directly to a hum. Slowly for the first one. And roll it around the other way. We'll do a few more of these, rolling it around the head and neck, thinking of that river coming up through your torso and sort of swirling around like a little river rapid, around your head. And the looser your neck feels, the more circles you can do. And changing directions. And one more each direction. And then sigh through your whole body, shake it out through your arms, through your legs, through your torso. And now I'm going to bring myself onto my hands and knees, onto all fours. Since I've been sitting for a while, my lower back is crying out. So I'm going to give it some release. So I'm going to just gently and pleasurably, if it feels pleasurable, it might not feel pleasurable, I don't know. It's perhaps subjective, but I'm going to move my spine. Really, really try to stretch, warm up the spine, loosen it. Really getting that highway of communication from my thinking brain to my belly brain and to my tailbone to that primitive brain, all open and free of traffic. And now we're going to start with the rounded spine. The traffic of our spines, the highway of our spines are free. Picturing perhaps on your tailbone that there is a big parking lot. And you're going to follow the whatever color car Maybe it's a rental car, maybe you own a car. You're going to follow the humming car along your arching spine, along this flexible highway of your spine, and it's going to release out of your mouth as your skull lifts off your jaw at the very end of this summer road trip. So it's going to be ma. When that thought is over, you round your spine, drop your belly, breath drops in. Ma. Tailbone drops, your belly drops, head drops, breath drops in. Ma. And just a reminder to let your hands be right under your shoulder sockets, your knees right underneath your hip sockets, and at the end of that thought, your neck is going to be long, so there's no crunching in your neck, otherwise that will close your throat, and your head is not dropped, but it's lifted, and you can see your car. Maybe it's a convertible, maybe it's a minivan, maybe it's a little speedy thing, and you watch your car, your vibrational, your humming car fly out in front of you. Ma. Tailbone drops, belly drops, breath drops in. Ma. One more trip. Ma. Then round your spine, bring the highway of your torso back to your heels, come back into a folded leaf. Or maybe you're like a transformer and you're going from Optimus Prime back to its, your car shape or whatever. But come back now to a folded leaf. Relax your belly between your thighs. Relax your thought. Let your thought drop down into your middle and side. And feel the resonance of that. Feel the vibrations traveling through your spine and along your spine, through your torso, through your neck and your head, to your lips, and then to the ground beneath you. And say, I feel, in whatever language is most comfortable to you, I feel, and whatever you feel right now in terms of the resonance of the vibrations in your body, and how you feel and maybe where you feel it, in whatever language is most immediate for you. I feel resonance through my feet and my ankles. I feel buzzing. Bring yourself back up on 12 fours. And then, just because I feel the front of my body needs it, I'm going to come to stretch my torso. Stretch up like Ariel, the little mermaid on the rocks. And stretching up, yawning in, and sighing out, stretching, relaxing my tongue twice. And then round the spine back to a folded leaf. Back to Ariel on the rocks. Back to the folded leaf. So we've come off of the highway, and now we've come to the ocean, to the sea. And we're moving from the ocean to the rocks. First, we'll say back to the rock. Back to the ocean bed. Back up and out. Round back to the sea. Gently bring yourself into a semi-fetal on one side. Picture the sound, that rock pool of vibrations in the hip socket nearest the ground, traveling immediately from the hip socket past your tongue as you loosen your tongue. Now bring your knees high up towards your belly as is comfortable, or as you can, and as comfortable. Now keep whatever arm, whatever side you're on. If you're on your right side, your right arm will stay out to the right side, but your left arm and left shoulder blades now are going to release over to the left. So you come into a diagonal stretch from the semi-fetal. And your head can face away from your knees, but I'm going to stay towards my microphone. And now let your thought drop down to the hip socket nearest the ground and breathe in and out on a whispered ka, as if the breath could go all the way down to that hip socket lung, and then release out through that whispered ka. So in and out on a whispered ka. Let that go. And swallow if it's gotten dry. If you've got air conditioner on, you might get very dry with this. Now breathe in on a whispered ka, down to the hip socket lung. That's on the floor. Call a high on sound vibration. Stretch and relax your tongue twice. Hi. And you might still think of this as that river of sound, feeling the vibrations resonating through your entire torso, and then releasing out over the roof of your mouth, stretching, relaxing your tongue to get it out of the way. Loosen your tongue again and bring your knees up and over to the other diagonal stretch. And let this be a real soft loosening, relaxation from one side to the other. You might feel, as I just did, your torso thank you for leaving that stretch and coming to another stretch. So you may feel some relief there. And thinking down into the hip socket nearest the ground, whichever one that is. And to open up that hip socket, breathe in and out on a whispered ka into that hip socket lung. Release and swallow if it's gotten dry. And then you're going to breathe in on a whispered ka, down to that hip socket lung. Let it turn to vibrations, and a river of sound travels through your torso, up and out over the roof of your mouth, and stretch and relax your tongue twice. And this is a big thought. So now don't let it just be sound, or just calling the high and stretching, relaxing your tongue. Why might you be doing this? Are you calling to a friend in the sea? Are you calling from your seabed to the beach? If the image of the beach is not present for you, are you just calling a hi to someone that you know, someone that's far away? What's the need here? Why are you doing this? And what feeling, perhaps, is that high filled with? And because I know that Midori, you're on my call, I'm calling to you right now. And if you're live and you want me to call a hi to you, to give a shout out, then you just have to type hello into the comments, and then I'll see that you're here. And at some point through this warm-up, I will call to you, and my vibrations will be filled with the desire to call to you. Hi. And now bringing your knees up and over your belly, loosening your tongue once more. Bring your head to the center, hands on top of each of your knees, and then gently shake your knees in and away from your belly to loosen those legs, loosen those hip sockets. Just sort of loosely shaking your knees in and away from your belly. And now it's like seaweed, loosely getting sort of loosened by the waters. Then let yourself come into a semi-fetal on one side. Gently bring yourself back up onto all fours. And then you can sit up. And if this is hard on your knees, you can come onto a pillow, or you can sit cross-legged, sit on a block if you want to. And I might change my position, but now sitting tall with a long spine. Maybe you can imagine now that you've got a bow and arrow. And if you want to stay with this image of being a sort of sea creature, feel free to. And if you just want to leave it in the sea, totally fine. But as you draw your bow and arrow from your seated position, or standing if you want, tongue and soft palate come together on an NG. That NG energy builds up as you draw that bowstring, and then you release the arrow, I should say. Nai, and that arrow flies out as your tongue and soft palate spring away from each other. opening the back of your throat. So it's going to be I. Again. I. Maybe you do 2 in a row. I. Maybe 3. I. Now, feel that place where your tongue and soft palate are coming together as the beginning of your throat. Lengthen your neck up and back. Feel that space opening wide now, opening down into your throat, into your chest, into your torso, and all the way down to your pelvis. And then sigh up through your chest. Ah. Ah. And maybe you bring your hands under your chest so you can feel that resonance, feel the vibrations in the bones of your body. Ah. And maybe you want to thump those through your ribs so you can loosen more of that chest resonance. Ah. Come up on your neck. Keep the space in the back of your mouth open and find your mouth resonance. Ah. 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 Maybe you can bring your hands to your mouth so you can feel the resonance in the bones of your teeth, the bones of your hard palate, the bones of your mouth. Ah. Ah. And then come and find your teeth resonance. The back of your throat stays open. E. 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 And maybe bring your finger to your teeth so that you can feel the resonance in the bones of your teeth. E. Trying to relax the back of your tongue. E. And then in your teeth resonance, you're going to sigh. E-ya-ya-ya. And then loosen your tongue and loosen that teeth resonance forward. E-ya-ya-ya. E-ya-ya-ya. Come back to your mouth resonance and loosen the middle of your tongue. Mouth resonance, middle of the tongue loosening. Then draw back to your chest resonance and stretch and relax your tongue once or twice or 3 times, whatever you'd like. And that tongue loosening, that tongue stretch may take the resonance up a little bit, and that's okay. Back to your mouth, middle of the tongue loosening. To your teeth, front of the tongue loosening. E-ya-ya-ya. 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 And now, what is the thought here? As we marry the resonators, the lower resonators, with our tongue stretches and tongue exercises, what thought is coming through this drop? E-ya-ya-ya. Is it relief? Is it excitement? Is it, are you being inquisitive? Is it joy? I don't know, but what is the thought of this? E-ya-ya-ya. 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 Come back to your mouth and find what's the feeling, what's the thought as we marry the mouth resonance and the middle tongue loosening. What do you feel in your middle as you do this? And now coming back to the chest resonance, the big tongue stretch, find whatever feeling this might be releasing through you. Now come up on your neck and blend those three places, and maybe those feelings come together. Hey. And you'll notice I did not do a hey, proper hey. I let the vowel be whatever it wants to be. Hey. So that you and I can feel a true coming together of those resonators. Hey, hey, hey. Shake it into your body. Hey. Come back up onto all fours and loosely move it through your spine. Shake it through your legs, whatever you want to do. Hey. And then as you move it through your spine, calling through a fifth or a triad. Hey. 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 Sliding through. Hey. 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 Tuck your toes underneath you. Slowly and gently push yourself back into a wide squat, letting that hey come from your middle. And you might have quite a few feelings as we come into our first squat for the day. And let whatever you're feeling physically or mentally or emotionally come in to your hey, or whatever sound you're making. Hey. Shifting your weight from heel to toe, side to side, to open up your hip sockets. Hey. Letting the vowel or whatever it is change as it wants to, but keeping it relaxed and open. Hey. Coming into the center of the squat and bouncing your tailbone down, bouncing the sound down through your tailbone. Hey. Floating your tailbone to the sky. Hey. Feel the stretch through your legs. Bringing your feet underneath your hip sockets now, head hanging downward. Hey. Let your torso now start to swing from side to side. In fact, you may want to open your feet a little bit for this. Let your torso swing from side to side, like a weeping willow being blown in the breeze. Hey. 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 Start to come up your spine, but keep the swaying going. Hey. Soft bounce in your knees, perhaps. Hey. Hey. And then let that swing go. Take a step forward with one foot. Same arm comes forward. We're going to swing. I'll show you from the side, actually. Mary Conway, this is where I need you. I think we take a step forward. I think that's what you said. Well, let's do that. And we're going to swing the arms forward and back with a knee bounce. Swing and swing, swing and swing. Actually, I think it might be better if the feet are parallel, but try out for yourself. Hey. Swinging the sound from your middle to your swinging arms and all the way out through your fingertips. Hey. 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 And slowly let the swinging arms swing to stillness. Hey. Hey. Shake it through your body. Hey, hey, hey. B, B, B. Be, be, be. Ba, ba, ba. B, B, B. Be, be, be. Ba, ba, ba. D, D, D. De, de, de. Da, da, da. D, D, D. De, de, de. Da, da, da. Gi, gi, gi. Ge, ge, ge. Ga, ga, ga. Gi, gi, gi. Ge, ge, ge. Ga, ga, ga. Now, let these sounds get picked up through your feet as if you're stepping on magical consonant stepping stones, and each stepping stone that you step on, that sound comes up through your foot and into the articulators of your mouth. B, B, B. Be, be, be. Ba, ba, ba. B, B, B. Be, be, be. Ba, ba, ba. B, B, B. Be, be, be. Ba, ba, ba. B, B, B. Be, be, be. Ba, ba, ba. B, B, B. Be, be, be. Ba, ba, ba. D, D, D. Day, day, day. Da, da, da. D, D, D. Day, day, day. Da, da, da. D, D, D. Day, day, day. Da, da, da. D, D, D. Day, day, day. Da, da, da. D, D, D. Day, day, day. Da, da, da. D, D, D. Day, day, day. Da, da, da. Gi, gi, gi. Don't slip. Gi, gi, gi. Gay, gay, gay. Da, da, da. Gi, gi, gi. Gay, gay, gay. Ga, ga, ga. Gi, gi, gi. Gay, gay, gay. Ga, ga, ga. Gi, gi, gi. Gay, gay, gay. Ga, ga, ga. Gi, gi, gi. Gay, gay, gay. Ga, ga, ga. D, D, D. Day, day, day. Da, da, da. B, B, B. Be, be, be. Ba, ba, ba. Billy Button bought a bunch of beautiful bananas. Billy Button bought a bunch of beautiful bananas. Now, if you look down at your stepping stones, can you imagine they turn magically into the stepping stone of whatever image, whatever thing we're talking about? So you were stepping on Billy Button, poor Billy Button, buying a bunch of beautiful bananas. See them and let that image come up through your foot and into your mouth and into your articulators. Billy Button bought a bunch of beautiful bananas. Billy Button bought a bunch of beautiful bananas. Billy Button bought a bunch of beautiful bananas. Desperate Donald died the death of a dastardly drunken dog. Desperate Donald died the death of a dastardly drunken dog. Desperate Donald died the death of a dastardly drunken dog. And as we go faster, the images might not always be there, but can you let the feeling and whatever you find as we do it slowly stay present as we go a little more quickly? Desperate Donald died the death of a dastardly drunken dog. Giddy goddesses gather together and gossip in garrulous groups. Giddy goddesses gather together and gossip in garrulous groups. Giddy goddesses gather together and gossip in garrulous groups. Lily Langtree lay on the lawn and languidly, lasciviously laughed. Lily Langtree lay on the lawn and languidly, lasciviously laughed. Lily Langtree lay on the lawn and languidly, lasciviously laughed. Now, if you're getting, continue with that. Now, if you're getting tired of the stepping stones, you can put the stones in front of you. You can sort of put them up onto the screen of your canvas or whatever if you want, or you can do it with the feet. Lily Langtree lay on the lawn and languidly, lasciviously laughed. Marvelous mammals mimic the murmurs of minimal, mundane men. Marvelous mammals mimic the murmurs of minimal, mundane men. Marvelous mammals mimic the murmurs of minimal, mundane men. Marvelous mammals mimic the murmurs of minimal, mundane men. Marvelous mammals mimic the murmurs of minimal, mundane men. And just shake it out through your body. Stand there, comfortably, check in. Notice how you feel. Notice how your articulators feel, your body, your vibrations. And say in whatever language is most immediate, familiar, or comfortable for you. Say, I feel, whatever it is you're experiencing or feeling right now. I feel jumpy. And something else, perhaps. I feel awake. I feel the air hitting my skin. I feel tall. I feel hot. All right, that's our warm-up for today. Thank you, everybody, for joining me, and see you all soon.